Hello, it's Travis Edwards with another mental check. Take a shot of your positive vibes. Let's go! So welcome to another episode of the Mental Check. Take a shot of your positive vibes. Let's go! Hope you guys are excited because today I wanted to talk to you about the three planes of being. The three planes of being, which you might have heard or you might not have heard before. And what I'm going to say to you is this. We are a spiritual being living in a physical body. Let me say that again. We are a spiritual being living in a physical body. You operate on three levels of being, which is one, being spiritual. So you are spiritual, you have an intellect, and you live in a physical body. So you live on three planes of existence. The spiritual plane of thoughts, highest potential, the intellectual plane of the intellectual plane of ideas, middle potential, and the physical plane of results, lowest potential. So we have three planes. I want you to understand it this way. We move from thoughts to intellect to physical. So again, from thoughts to ideas to intellect, right? And so we must do our absolute, we have to do everything in our power to control our thought process because it ultimately dictates what happens on the physical plane. But the thoughts also form the ideas as well. So your thoughts, which I was talking to you guys over the last several weeks, is very, very important. The ideas, the thoughts that you have, so which starts with the words that you use or the words that are coming out of your mouth, will influence your thoughts, which will form the ideas, which will turn into results. Now, ideas never really form by themselves. You will always go through this process in some form. This is literally the form of creation, right? And so the problem for most of us is that we operate from physical thing to thoughts to ideas. So what do I mean by that? We usually look at our physical state of our body. So if you're not physically where you want to be health-wise, or if your bank account is not where you want it to do, we look at that, we say, well, we don't have what we want. And so we say to ourselves, well, yeah, I'm fat. And so we form that thought habit. That thought turns into an idea and you keep getting fat. Or you keep saying, well, my bank account doesn't have $100,000 in it. So because it doesn't have $100,000 in there, then I'm broke. And so you keep getting broke and you don't know why. It's because we're operating from thing to thought to idea. But the way that we're supposed to operate from is from thought to idea to intellect. So from spiritual, highest potential, to intellect, middle potential, to physical, lowest potential. Physical being the lowest potential possible. So when you want to ask yourself, what level am I thinking on? If you're always looking at your physical reality, then you're always going to get the same things. But if you can have something mentally before you have it physically, you'll have what you want that way. So I want you to always remember, you got to be very conscious of the thoughts you're entertaining. And that starts with the picture that you're forming with the words that are coming out of your mouth. Every single word you say does not reference another word. It references a picture. Apple, banana, car, TV. It references pictures. It never thinks. So always has said, one of the great things I could tell you right now to do on this call to implement this is to say, you want to start with the statement saying, I'm so happy and grateful now that, and you can put whatever. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have the perfect body for me. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am a multimillionaire. Start using those type of words that will form your thoughts, which form your ideas, which forms your physical reality. But you got to do this over and over and over and over. And it takes time. It's like there's something called the law of gestation. And it says that there's the incubation period for something to result. So it's just like how a baby forms out of a woman's womb. It takes 9 months for that entire process to come true. Same thing will be with your result. It doesn't happen overnight. There is a communication lag. There's a big lag before your result shows up. but you have to have faith that by entertaining these thought processes, that things will actually eventually turn into your reality. You must not allow your physical reality to dictate your thoughts, which form your ideas. Make sure you ask yourself, what level am I thinking on? And just because you want something doesn't mean you get it. It has to come from your thought process first. You have to control your thought process on 3 levels of existence. Number 1, you are a spiritual being living in a physical body. And number 2, and secondly, you operate from thoughts to intellect, ideas to physical thing. It's not the other way. So we do not want to be thinking on thing to thoughts to ideas. 3 planes of existence. So ask yourself what level you're on. And one other thing I'll mention before I get off this call is that if you want to read a little bit more upon this, you can go to, I want you to download You Were Born Rich by Bob Proctor. The ideas that I've given you here are directly from that book. And it's called You Were Born Rich. Not rich in actual money, but rich in thoughts. You can get anything you want with your thought process, because thoughts are actually physical things. So what you need to understand is that there's a reason that you're vibrating the way you are. And everything on this earth vibrates. You can look it up. Everything vibrates. And so if you're not liking the results you're getting, it's probably because you're living on the physical plane and not on the spiritual plane. When you're on the spiritual plane and you make a decision, you ultimately flip yourself onto a different frequency, which is a level of vibration. And as long as you concentrate your thoughts on that idea or that thing that you want constantly, you'll always be on that level, and you'll entertain basically all the circumstances, the situations, the people, everything you want will start lining up. And it'll be like, wow, how did my life change? But that's how it works. But most importantly, you have to understand that you have to operate from spirit. You are a spiritual being living in a physical body. You are this shell of a body that you're in is, I don't want to say it this way. I hope you guys don't think I'm crazy, but it is basically an illusion. You are in a high state of vibration. Everything is moving. And that goes for everything. Chair, car, everything is in a level of vibration. But because it's so high speed, and I studied this in school in physics, is that you can't physically see it. It's just not something you can see, but you can. They have actually measured someone's frequency before, so it's true. But you have to understand the vibration that you're in is dictated by the thoughts you think. So that's all I have to say for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed that one.